Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on BallySpring. As I mentioned at the end of last episode, we've got a few more fields to spray today, so that'll be the first job of the day. We'll get these two fields sprayed to show you on the map which ones they are. So we've got the big new one here, field 201, and we've also got this one which we drilled a couple of episodes ago. We'll do that one first, I think, and then we'll move on to this one. Field 200 is also going to need spraying, but not until the next month when the crop germinates, so we'll leave that on for now. But yeah, first things first, we'll go and get those two sprayed with herbicide. As you can see there, that's all the fields now sprayed. All the brown ones are now sprayed. That one, obviously, like I said earlier, will be sprayed in the next month, so that'll be in May. But for now, we will take the sprayer back to the yard. We won't need that again today, probably, unless we move time forward. Depends on how much we've got to do, really, I suppose, whether we speed time up or not. It's not a huge amount to do in April, but there are a few little jobs I've got to do, so we'll see how long that takes. The next one being taking the milk down to the sell point. I think we'll sell it because there's still about 60-something thousand litres in the dairy, so I think we'll be able to sell this milk without a problem. So we'll see how much we get for that. It actually is pretty good, the milk. Just to sell it straight off the tanker is a pretty good price, even without going through the dairy. So yeah, that's certainly nothing wrong with doing that. On this map, it's still quite profitable. Because if we put it straight into the dairy, we're going to be waiting months for it to actually make us any profit. So yeah, we'll pretty much instant money if we sell it straight off the tanker here. So we'll get that filling up. The next job will probably be to sell the dairy products, because there's quite a few down there that I noticed last time I checked. So we will have a pretty good load to sell of pallets of butter and cheese. So we'll get that done after we've taken this milk to sell. I will just check to see what the best price is for the milk. So best price, that one I think. That's the best one, yeah. So where was that one? Down here, yeah. Okay, so I will go and get this sold, and then we'll move on to probably selling the dairy products. Okay, so that's the milk sold. We got about 46,000, I think it was, for that, plus the environmental score reward as well. So not too bad. Next job, I think we'll get the dairy products sold. I have been thinking it's probably about time we got a forklift down there, because I know I've been loading them all with the sort of super strength by hand, which is fine, but it's not very realistic. And I think now I've got a bit of money available, I could put that towards getting a forklift to keep at the dairy permanently, and we can load the pallets up then a bit more realistically. It's not an essential, but I like to play as realistic as I can, I suppose, so I think it sort of makes sense to have a forklift there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and collect one from the shop. Haven't bought it yet, obviously. I'm going to go down there first, and then we'll have a look at what's available and really buy a forklift. And then we'll transport it to the dairy on the back of the flatbed. Yeah, I'll see you down at the shop. Okay, here we are arriving at the shop. So we'll have a look at forklifts. I have also got this ramp here, which is what I'm going to use to load the forklift on. I haven't bought it, I've just sort of placed it there because I'm pretending it's owned by the shop rather than actually buying it myself. It's only going to stay here just to allow the shop to load our purchases onto the back of the lorry. So the plan is to reverse up to this, and then we'll drive the forklift when we buy it up the ramp onto the back of the lorry. Now I don't have to lift things on as well. It's just another sort of realism thing, really. Rather than having to lift things onto the back of the lorry, we can hopefully, if this works, I don't know whether it will, drive stuff onto the back of the lorry up the ramp. So we'll see how that works. Anyway, let's look at forklifts. So yeah, we'll go for an industrial forklift. Something reasonably big, I think. Something we can lift 2 pallets at a time, because they're quite heavy, some of the pallets. So I haven't used that one before, I don't think. We usually go with the Manitous, don't we, I think, but let's have a quick look at this one. I don't think I've ever used this before, you know. It's probably the first time I've used it, so I think I'll buy that. 55,000. And that's spawned right next to the ramp conveniently, so that's good. Now the question is, can we drive this up the ramp and onto the back of the flatbed? It'd be nice if we can. The alternative is obviously having to lift it by super strength, which I don't really like doing, but it works. So let's see if this will load on. A bit too much of a jump there. I don't know whether it's adjustable. Can we lift that up? No, I'm still in the forklift here. You can go in the ramp to I think we are. Right, yeah, we can do with the mouse. We can lift it up higher. So, is that about the same height as the flatbed? I think it is. We'll give that a go. Hopefully that'll work. There we go. That is very good. I like that. First time using this. This forklift's actually heavier than it looks as well. It doesn't look that big, but it actually weighs over 8 tons. So it's quite a lot of weight going down. You can see how it's reduced the height of the lorry, especially if you go to the back end of it. You can see how that's not level anymore. So that works. The physics actually are not too bad on Farming Simulator. They can be better, but well, they could be better, but yeah, they're pretty good. They're not too bad. I like that. So you can see how the weight of the lorry has lowered the suspension down. It's lowered the height. Right, so we'll jump back into the lorry then, and we'll transport this to the dairy. The only problem is getting off the other end. We haven't got a ramp, so that's a bit more of an issue, but we can't have a ramp at every end, can we? So at least I've loaded it realistically. Okay, so we'll just get a strap over it, or 2 straps, and jump back in and transport this down to the dairy. And obviously once we're there, we'll be loading up the pallets of dairy products. So yeah, I'll go and get that done now. that, just looking at the prices of the different products. Butter is best at Sell Everything, but cheese is better at the BallySpring Inn, so we're going to have 2 stops this time. Got the butter on the front and the cheese at the back, so it's a good job I separated them when I was loading them. So that means we should be able to sell them separately, as long as they don't go too far into the sell point. So obviously Sell Everything is just literally around the corner, so we'll just go there first and get the butter off, and then we'll take the cheese to the BallySpring Inn, which is a little bit further away, but not too far, and then we'll get that sold. People always try and undertake here where I'm turning. Probably should indicate, but it doesn't actually make a difference. The AI is not intelligent, the traffic's not intelligent enough to detect the indicator, I don't think. So, or turn signal, so it doesn't make much difference. Anyway, this is the butter sign. All of it. There we go, that's all the butter, and now we'll go and sell the cheese. So yeah, this is a little bit further away, so I'll probably just skip time forward, or just, you know, jump cut while I go there, and then I'll see you down at the BallySpring Inn. Okay, just approaching the BallySpring Inn now, just around this corner. Oh, there's some bins or something on the pavement there. Right, okay, and on the left here is the inn, so we'll get these sold. Unfortunately the weather's taken a turn for the worse again. Not quite as bad on this map as it is on the survival multiplayer map though, where we get rain pretty much every episode. This map is a bit more realistic, I suppose, with how often it rains. It's just occasionally, so that's not too bad. And it doesn't tend to rain for the entire episode either, it's just usually a shower rather than prolonged heavy rain. Anyway, yeah, that's everything sold. I think it was 21,000 for the cheese there. So again, not too bad. Brings us back up to 91,200, which is, I think, more than what we had before we bought the forklift. So that's paid for itself. I think it is good to have a forklift there. Like I say, I know I can do it without it with the super strength, but I always feel it's more realistic to have a forklift to load pallets. I've also added the stackable pallets mod now, so the pallets will spawn stacked. When the spawn area is full, they will double stack rather than just single stacking, which will make life a bit easier when we get a lot of pallets to load. Anyway, I'm just heading back to the yard now. I'm going this way around, probably slightly quicker than going the other way. So right here and then back up to the yard. So I'll see you back there. Okay, here we are back at the yard again. I think there's not much more we can do in our own fields today, so we'll probably be looking at doing some contracts now, just to finish the episode off. So I'll have a look at contracts and see what there is available. So we'll go into the contract menu, and it looks like plenty of fertiliser contracts, so we'll probably do one of those, one or two, or a few of them anyway. So I'll accept a few contracts here, best paying ones ideally. That's 2, maybe another one, because these are quick contracts to do, so they won't take too long. That's 3 contracts. Where are they? One there, one there, one down here. Okay, so we'll get the fertiliser spreader on. It does currently have lime in it at the moment, but not much, so we'll just empty that out and then we'll refill it with fertiliser, and that will use up our fertiliser that was free but currently in storage. So that'll be a good way of making a bit of money out of the fertiliser. Of course we could just sell it, we could set the production to selling and we'd make a load of money, which I might do again because it is very good money, but most of you didn't seem to mind doing that actually. It's not really cheating, because we have sort of made the fertiliser. It's not like it just got it for nothing from nowhere, you know. It has been made and bought with the production. Right, so that's the lime unloaded, just one bag. And now we will fill up with the fertiliser, which is in the silo already. The stuff I tipped in there anyway. So we'll get that backed under the green chute. Make sure we fill with the correct thing, which is fertiliser. Might as well fill it all the way, or use it all, 12,000 litres I think there is. It'll certainly get used, even if I don't use it in this, I can just unload it into bags and then we'll refill it from the drill or something. If this has got the capacity, of course. It might even not be big enough. Oh, it is just, wow, 96%. Okay, so basically then it's just a case of driving around to these 3 fields, getting them spread. Shouldn't take too long. I'll do it on a time lapse, and then we will collect the money at the end once we've done the 3 contracts. So I'll get on with that now. Okay, so the 3 contracts are completed, so we'll just collect those 3, so we should get a reasonable amount of money there. Not a huge amount, but it's a nice little extra bonus there, so that's the job done. I don't know whether there's any more on route back to the yard or not, because we're quite a long way from the yard now. We've just worked our way across the map all the way here to the other side, so if there's any more contracts on route back, I'll probably look at them, but I don't want to go too far out of the way. Sometimes you see on the map, I've noticed with the best contracts mod, it tells you which fields have got the contracts in, but I don't know how you get that out. Whether there's a particular setting you have to go on to. I've definitely seen it before though, where the fields have got a contract symbol on them. I'm not sure which one it is. Never mind, well, which ones? We'll come back this way probably, and then if any of these numbers in contracts. 57, is that on the way back? I don't want to spend too long looking at this, but yeah, 57 is on the way back, so we'll do that one. Not a massive one, but might as well do it as we're passing. So yeah, I'll head back down that way, do that contract, and then I'll see you back at the yard. Here we are back at the yard, just put the spreader away and then we'll collect the money from that contract we did, put it on the way back. And then that'll be the end of today's episode, I think. So we're doing quite a bit there, and it's almost night time. Be moving on then to May in the next episode. So yeah, that'll probably be it for today. So I'll just collect, like I said, that money, 1,694. There we go. So I also collected a collectible there. If you saw that, I spotted one on the side of the road, so I picked that up as well. So that was an extra £1,000 there. So that brings us now to a total of 104,165. Anyway, we'll leave it there. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.